Muhammad Abdurrahman here. Really excited to be live on day two. Okay, day two. Okay, consistency. Okay, consistently going live, guys, on the second day. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give few minutes. Okay, we're gonna give few minutes for people to tune in. Okay, so that we can have a great conversation for about 20 minutes or so, guys. Really excited to see you. Hello, NSR Automotive. Really excited to have you on the IG Live. Guys, IG Live is taking place at the same time. We have Facebook, we have YouTube, as well as the Mindset Muhammad podcast taking place at the same time. But guys, if you're on the live, okay, can you please type where you're tuning from, okay? Can you please type where you're tuning from? And also, can you let me know if it's the first time you're hearing me speak, okay? Do let me know while we wait for a few more people to tune in, guys, okay? The plan was to start this at quarter to 11, but I decided I'm going to start 10 minutes early so that I can finish 10 minutes, early. But we're going to give everybody, a few minutes to join, guys. Okay, we're going to give 1 or 2 minutes for everybody to tune in. Okay, and then as soon as I finish this live, I'm going to be making my way to gym. Right after that's going to be my Spanish class, okay, that I'm working on a new habit, guys. So today we're gonna all be talking about, all we're gonna be talking about. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm literally running through, my mouth is running, faster than my head. Okay, guys. But basically, we're gonna be talking about habits today. So if you're new, if this is the first time you ever hearing me speak, can you please say hi? Let's have a conversation. Really excited to see you guys. And my plan is to do these lives every single day. Okay, 7 days a week for about 20 to 30 minutes just to share our thoughts, okay? Those of you that are joining, that are listening on the Mindset Muhammad podcast, or whether it's Spotify, iTunes, whether it's Google Podcast, whatever your platform you're listening to, thank you very much, Anchor, for allowing me to upload my podcast on one platform, but then distribute to all the major platforms when it comes to podcast. Really appreciate you guys. But guys, if you're listening to this, I just want you, okay, to comment down and of course share this podcast to people. And if you're, listening to this, or if you're watching this on live on video, hope everything's going well, guys. I'm excited to be here. I just finished a leadership call with one of the owners of our company, and I'm telling you, I'm out of my mind. What's coming to Europe? What's coming to UK? It's amazing. I've never been more fired up. I've never been more excited. If you're someone, okay, that has never worked with me before, I need you to reach out to me because our company's expanding and it's looking for some smart business minded people. So reach out to me. But anyways, guys, hope you're all well. Today we're going to be talking about a topic which is something that I'm really passionate about. Okay, something that I came across as soon as I became an entrepreneur, a few years ago, guys. And that is nothing but habits. Okay, so first of all, let's actually look at the word. Okay, guys, these days when I look at a word that means a lot to me, I look at the meaning of a word. Okay, so let's look at the meaning of the word habit. Okay, now first of all, um, as a plural noun, okay, a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one hard to give up. Now, that's the definition of the word habit. Okay, let me say that again. A settled, that means if you're in a habit, you're in a settled, kind of vibe. You're in a settled environment. You're doing certain things on a regular basis. Look at what he said. Or regular tendency, that means you're doing that thing on a regular intervals, whether it's every single day, whether it's every single hour, whether it's every single week once, or whether it's every single month once, or whether if it's every single year once. It's something that you're doing consistently. Okay. Now, look at the remainder of the definition, especially one that is hard to give up. You see that one? Especially one that is hard to give up. Now that is a habit, guys. If you're doing something that you can do today that you can forget tomorrow, that's not a habit. Okay, you're not in the habit of that thing. Would you guys agree with me? Professional boxers, it's not like they box today and they say, you know what, tomorrow I'm not doing it because I'm gonna forget about it tomorrow. No matter what, they're doing it, guys. Does that make sense? Okay, so what's the definition of the word habit? Let's look at it one more time, one final time. It's a settled or regular tendency or practice, especially one that is hard to give up. Guys, I was in Spain, in Santander, about 2-3 weeks ago for a big regional event, big national event that we had there. Thousands of people, guys, and I gotta tell you, I was so excited. Some of the things that I've been able to learn there, okay, it was out of my mind. And one of the things that I came across was a book called 177 Mental Toughness of the World Class. Now, habits is one of those things that I read through that book. And I gotta tell you, I recommend you guys 100% to get that book, It's called 177 mental toughness of the world class. Guys, I'm telling you, it's so warm outside, but because of my thyroid, I'm actually feeling a bit cold. Hence why I actually got a jacket on when the whole UK is feeling too warm. I'm feeling a little bit cold at this stage. Now, guys, let's look at the habits. Okay, do you guys know? I was shocked to discover this, that as hard as it is for someone to quit smoking, it is that hard for someone to start smoking. Think about that for a second. As hard as, let me say this very slowly, as hard as it is for someone to quit smoking, it's that hard for someone that doesn't smoke to start smoking. Okay? Now, one smokes, one doesn't smoke. One is a good habit, the other one is a bad habit. Okay? Now, if someone is not a regular at the gym, if they are not fit, if they never used to go to gym, for them it's as hard to go to the gym as it is for someone that regularly goes to gym for them not to go to the gym. Do you hear that? For someone that never goes to the gym, it's as hard as it is for them to go to the gym, okay? As hard as for someone that never that goes to the gym for them not to go. It's that hard. Okay, guys. One is good habit, never goes to the gym. The other one, what? Can't stop going to the gym. Good habits, bad habits. Now, guys, now you can tell probably by the title of this video. First, you make the habit, then what happens? The habit makes you. Have you ever seen some people, they're so fluent in the way they speak, those that are involved in business. For some people, they are so good at closing business, sales. For some people, they are so good at the way they, their leadership is so amazing. For sports people, have you seen some players, football? I play football quite a lot. For some people, have you seen the way they touch the ball, the way they control the ball, the way they do, certain skills, certain moves are just out of this world. Have you realized that from some people? Now, here's what you never knew. And here's what, the moment I heard that, it clicked to me. First, they made the habit. Those that are in sport, they continuously played football. The ball was their best friend. For what? For not a week or a month or a year. For many, many years. The one thing they thought about the most was the football. The one thing they thought about the most was kicking that ball. Make sure that ball is, hitting the net. Make sure they're hitting that ball, curving at the right angle. Make sure they are playing with people that were better than them. They were constantly focused on what? Making it a habit. And then eventually what happened, guys? That habit that they nurtured, that habit that they flourished, that habit that they spent a lot of time working on, guess what happened? All of a sudden, that habit started making them. You hear that, guys? So first they made the habit, then the habit made them. The habit that they were building on, for football players, the habit that they were building on when they were 15-year-old, when they were 16-year-old, when they're 18-year-old, when they're 20-year-old, the habits that they're working on, the things that they were doing consistently. If someone was a striker, consistent trying to hit their head, consistent trying to score penalties, consistent trying to score free kicks, every single thing that they were focused on, that they were trying to make a habit when they were younger, when they became older, when they're 20-year-old, 25, 30-year-old, guess what happens automatically? Those habits now make them. So now all of a sudden, scoring a header is nothing. Now all of a sudden, for those that are very effective at speaking, effective speakers, effective communicators, guess what? First, they have to get into the rhythm. They have to get into the habit. Okay? They have to first of all make the habit for the habit to make them. You know what a lot of people are trying to do? They're not willing to make the habit, but they want the habit to make them. Guys, for some people, it's like, I want fire, but first of all, give me the fire, then I'll put the wood in. That's not how it works, my friends. That is not how the world works. The world, certain things have chronological order. You got to do something to get X amount of result. You got to do Y to get X. Does that make sense? I'm telling you, even me, I feel like, why is the world designed this way? But when you go create your own planet, your own earth, your own world, you can go make up the rules. But the one that we're in right now, man, there's certain things that are made certain ways. 12 hours in a day, 12 months in a year, right? 7 days in a week, 24 hours in a day. These things we're all common. Billionaires, millionaires, and broke people. We're all common about these things. Does that make sense, guys? The ones that are making millions a year and the ones that are the sleep on the street. We all have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 365 days. Now, the only difference is certain people have certain habits. And I'm telling you, habits are the hardest thing to create. A new habit, a new set of thinking, a new set of doing things, a new set of routine. When I go into business, I realized I had no boss. I had to work for myself. I had to hold myself accountable. If I was going to work for somebody else, would you guys agree with me? I would have to put a minimum of 6 hours, 8 hours a day. When I started working for myself, I had to get into the habit of working for myself minimum of 8 hours a day. Okay? Now, some people might argue, what is this Facebook Live? Is this Instagram Live? Is this podcast work for you? Yes, it is work. It's branding. Okay? I want to make sure that if someone searches me on Facebook, I'm there. I need to make sure if someone types up Mindset Muhammad, guess what happens on Google if you type that up? My podcast will come up, my face will come up, my LinkedIn will come up, my Facebook will come up, my YouTube videos will come up, every single thing about me will come up. Why? Guys, it's to do with the habit once again. I decided I'm going to form the habit. I decided I'm going to make sure that I'm everywhere. TikTok comes up. I'm a terrible dancer. I can't dance, but guess what? My face is still on TikTok. Type Mindset Muhammad TikTok. You're going to see my videos. Was it easy? No. Never heard of the app until it was 1 year old. Does that make sense, guys? Okay? So you got to realize, my friends, first you make the habit, then what? The habit makes you. Okay? First you make the habit, then the habit makes you. It's as hard for someone to quit smoking as it is for someone that doesn't smoke to start smoking. I'm telling you, you can be my best friend. But if you smoke, we can't chill too long. Why? Because I heard, someone that I respected, that I consider successful one day say, listen, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most. So if you're a good friend of mine, I respect you. I treat you with dignity. You're on the good side of me. If you're a great individual, but here's the deal: if you smoke, we can't chill too long. I can still respect you though. You're still a good buddy of mine, but we can't chill too long. Why? Because as hard as it is for you to stop smoking, it is that hard or even harder for me to start smoking. I feel suffocated. Anybody with me on this? I feel suffocated when someone around me smokes. I feel like the whole world is like a bubble around me. Does that make sense, guys? Why? First you make the habit, then the habit makes you. It's as hard for someone to start smoking than it is for someone to quit smoking. Go to someone that smokes and tell them, hey, you want to quit smoking? They'll tell you it's probably the hardest thing they will ever do. Someone will tell you, I'm probably never going to do it for the rest of my life. I'm probably going to keep on smoking. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Now, guys, just wanted to hop on here for a few minutes just to share a thought. And tonight's message, guys, is very simple. Okay, I'm planning to do this live 10:30 UK time, London time, every single day, 7 days a week. Okay. Now, Sunday is going to be the most challenging day to do this lives. Why? Because we have Sunday events, okay, in London, and it's going to be very, very tricky because we have leadership gathering with our team. We go out to dinner. We do some bonding, team activities. But here's the deal: I made a commitment to myself that I'm going to make sure that I'm consistent with my word. That I'm going to make sure that I'm uploading some stuff for you guys every single day, okay, for about 15 minutes or so. Guys, with that said, if you're not subscribed to Mindset Muhammad podcast, just type it on YouTube, on Google, Mindset Muhammad podcast. Okay, that's MINDSET, MOHED, Mindset Muhammad, guys. Just type that on Google. You're gonna see the Mindset Muhammad podcast and subscribe. Okay, subscribe. Just give it a follow so that you can receive content when I upload. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you're gonna see these videos live. And of course, if you subscribe to the Mindset Muhammad YouTube channel, you're gonna see the content every single day as well. With that said, guys, God bless everybody. Speak to you soon.